Hey there, Prof. Aram here, and in this video we're going to look at another way to find the value of common stocks. An obvious problem for the dividend growth model approach of valuation that we had before is that some companies do not pay dividends. So how can we find the value of those shares, those companies? We can use this multiples approach. So let's get to this. In the multiples approach, which is another common way of valuation, we need to multiply a benchmark PE ratio by earnings per share to come up with the stock price. So this benchmark PE ratio is usually an industry average or based on the company's own historical values. So you can either find 4 companies that are in the same industry as you and calculate their PEs and take the average of those, or look up the PE ratios for your company in the past 5 years and take the average of the past 5 years. So either of these will give you a good benchmark for the PE ratio. And then you multiply that by the earnings per share of your company. That gives you the price for this common shares, the common share that doesn't pay dividend. In fact, you can use this method to the dividend paying stocks as well. So let's say you find the price of the stock using the dividend growth model, and you want to double check your answer and find the price with another model. You can use the multiples approach and find a second price to see whether it's close enough to your first estimate of the price or not. Some analysts use the price to sales ratio as well. So the price to sales ratio is often used to value the newer companies that do not pay dividends or are not yet profitable. So their earnings may be negative. So if the earnings are negative, then you cannot use the model because you cannot have a negative price. So you can use the price to sales ratio, which is the benchmark price to sales ratio times sales per share. That way you can come up with a price for that company. Let's look at an example here. Suppose a company had earnings per share of $3 per share over the past year. The industry's average PE ratio is 12. And if you want to use the multiples approach, so you do benchmark PE times earnings per share. So you will have 12 times 3, which is $36. So actually, this is a very simple approach of finding the value of the stock, which is usually very applicable when it comes to non-dividend paying stocks. I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching.